9, don't sniff glue, kitty. You're gonna get high. You're gonna get high. Welcome back to my channel. Hopefully you've already watched my video of my red accent entryway, how I did the built-in cabinet that we built there. And if you notice, it was a very large white blank wall on the entryway there that I want to do something about that. I've looked at so many paintings that I wanted to buy for it, abstract paintings. They're just unbelievably expensive. And I was watching a video from the lovely Raven Elise from Raven Elise TV. I would definitely leave the link from her channel as well as the link to her video where she created this textured painting, abstract painting for her house in the description box. So we're going to get started. I have a large cotton because I know there's a difference. You can either buy linen or cotton canvases. I bought a cotton canvas because it's even more textured and it's a little bit cheaper than the linen canvases because I bought such a large one. This is 120 centimeters by 140 centimeters. And the main thing that makes this abstract art so beautiful is you go in there with finished spachtel. She had it in a tub. Unfortunately, where I went to buy it, they didn't have it in a tub. They had it in a tube, fertig spachtel, as we say in German. Finished, already mixed spachtel. And I bought 3 tubes of it. Bought my knife. And the first step now is to texturize this big ass canvas. Let it dry out. And then next part is just painting it. So let's get started. So let's go in here and she said from her video, just go at any way you want, any way to do it. So I am just going to, she scooped it up out of, oh, this is thicker than I thought. She scooped it up out of the tub. I'm just gonna squeeze it on a knife here. And let's see how this goes. Okay, it's working okay. You know what I think? I think it's better if I just squeeze it on the canvas. And then let me just spread this around. Okay, she said there's no rhythm and rhyme, but I noticed I want to make it a little bit flatter. I'm noticing at first I was a little bit too rough, but I pushed on the canvas and I see the detail of the wood frame coming out of there. You really don't have to be rough. You don't need a hard hand. It smooths itself out pretty good. Already ready for my second tube. Ah! On the floor. Okay guys, I'm about halfway up the canvas. It's working out pretty good. A lot is falling on the floor. As you see on my fingers, it's flying everywhere. And making sure that I'm covering not only the canvas here, but also on the sides. And yeah, I'm liking the texture. I just want to make sure any globs are not there, that they don't have to be perfectly smooth in like my strokes, but I don't want any like just crusted clumps on the front. And I think that's looking pretty good. Unfortunately, I believe I did not buy enough tubes of the spachtel because I've used 2 and I'm only halfway done. So of course I can do this in many layers to build up the texture. So we're gonna see how far we can go, let this dry a couple of days, and if I need to add on and buy some more tubes, then I will. But let's go ahead and get finished. I still have maybe a fourth of the tube here. I'm gonna try to see how much I can do in this corner, and then we're gonna see how far we can go on the last tube. Okay? And one more sip of wine. Not looking too bad. I think I am gonna make it with just 3 tubes, but we've cut them open. I'm scraping out the last of the last, but I think that's gonna be enough. So let's keep going and see how it works. All right, I think I'm finished with texturizing. I think it looks pretty cool. Maybe this lump here flatten. See this? Do I look like Picasso? Perfection. I think it's good. I like it. I have all sides, all corners covered, texturized. I hope when this dries, I see the frame of the wood frame of the canvas. I don't know if I pushed too hard that made an imprint. I hope that lifts. I hope you don't see that. I was planning on making some kind of straight line and cross design. If that doesn't lift, if that doesn't disappear with the base paint coat that I'm putting on, then you know what? I'm just gonna follow these lines and work with my cross design with the imprint of the wood. If it comes out looking like the, what is that, the Swedish, or is that the Swiss flag that has the red cross in the middle? One of them. It'll look like it. Who cares? I'm doing my best here. I like the texturizing. Everything looks good. I have no more Spachel. I've emptied all my tubes. And if you see, I only didn't put a little elbow grease and back into my work. I put a lot of fingers into my work. So we're gonna let this dry at least a day, maybe 48 hours. And then we're gonna come in with our base coat and with our red design. See you then.
One eternity later.
Okay guys, welcome back. My Spachel is dry. I did end up picking up one more tube of the Spachel because I noticed that you can see the print of the wood X or cross that's on the back of this canvas. I think just because that the canvas was giving with the pressure when I was applying the Spachel, and because this gave and then you got resistance on the edge of the wood, I had more like puddles here that were thicker and over the wood thinner, which helped the totally print of the wood show through. So we went back and we like evened that out just over the wood, but everything's dry. I love the texture. Now, I do love the rawness of the Spachel, so I'm not going to cover it totally up, but I do want a little bit of beige base coat. So I have this acrylic color, it's called beige, and I want it to fade out. So I have a little bit of the natural Spachel left here, but I don't want to do a complete covering here and then it fades out. I just want to put more here, but on the rim, you will see a little Spachel. All I can say is trial and error. Let's get started. So let me empty this into my pan here. I don't know how much I need. Let's start with that much. Put the cap on to be careful. And I have this big large bristle brush because I feel like that is going to cover more area for me. And basically, yeah, I'm nervous, but let's get started. I think that's good. I think that's good. I really like that. I still have a little bit of paint here. I don't know if you guys can see the difference, but you see the fade out here, that I let it fade out. Just one stripe going to the end. Here also, because I like the structure and the color of the spatel. It makes it almost looks like cement. So yeah, you guys, let's hope this corner here, I covered it a little bit more, but then I left this one a little bit more freer. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna see what it looks like when it's completely dry, and then we'll start with the red.
Early the next morning.
Hi guys, okay, now we're on day 3 of my custom painting here. And yeah, I'm happy with the amount of beiges on it. We just took it into the entryway because of course the lighting is different there, and I just wanted to see the effect of the beige on the canvas, on the beige wall, to make sure if I need to add some more or maybe go back over with spatel and take some of the beige away, but I find it perfect. So now we're going in with the red, using this dark red here. It doesn't have a name on it, it just has a number, but I bought 2 reds and this one is richer in color, so I'm gonna go with this. I have, again, a big brush. This one's about medium size compared to the one that I used to get all the beige on. And then I also have this thinner because I want to work with different sizes and width of red stripes. Okay, now I want to show you guys what I'm going for. I just took a regular piece of paper and some red fingernail polish and made some splotches about different designs, what I was kind of imagining, and we've decided to go for this one here. So that's what I'm trying to recreate, and yeah, let's get started. Okay guys, we're ready to go. It's do or die. I did put both jars of red paint in here and dilute it with a little bit of water that makes it easier to spread a little bit, and also so extend it to make sure I have enough. So looking at my guide here, I guess I just gotta try. I wonder if I come from this side, then it's easier. Okay, we're getting there. Come on, do you guys notice how my hand's shaking here? Okay, I got an oopsie. I just splattered. My floor, my whole chair. Oh my God, did it hit the carpet? Wait a second. I need some scrubby and some soap really quick, Alex. Okay guys, we're back. After my little accident on the floor and my chair. Missed the couch and the rug by just centimeters. Okay, let me stop trying to be like Jackson Pollock or Picasso here and fling my brush. Let me try to do this a little better controlled so I don't screw anything up. I think that's enough. Enough?
Yes.
And this side it really looks cool. And you think this is the angle that I'm gonna see it when I leave the house. This is the angle I see it when I enter the house. Do I like it like that? Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it. I think if I start screwing with it, then I'm going to be pissed off. I just want this to be a little bit...
Damage to perfection.
Yeah. All right, we're done. If I do any more, then I'm gonna ruin it. And I almost ruined my floor, so let's leave it at this. I think we're done with my painting. I think that looks good. Yeah. The more I'm looking at it, the more I like it. Okay, we're done. Yay! Okay guys, now we're gonna build a custom frame for my painting. I bought 2 centimeter by 4 centimeter boards, wood pieces. We've cut them down to the dimensions of the painting. Painting is 120 by 140. The inside, to give just a little bit of room to get the canvas in there, I had them cut 121 by 141 is the measurement, but because they're overlapping here, of course I could have done the complicated version that I cut everything at 45-degree angle, but I think this is gonna work fine because we're gonna stain the wood. You won't be able to see that. So of course you have to have the wood cut 2 centimeters, or mine is 2 centimeters, but the amount of width that you have on each board so they can meet and you still get the dimensions you want in the inside. So let's start gluing these pieces together, and I've bought metal secure 90-degree, we call them vinkles, but you'll see when I screw them on to even make it more stable because it is such a big frame. So let's get in here with a little bit of glue. Actually, if you're building a smaller dimension frame, I really don't think you need these joints. But because my frame is so large and the weight of everything hanging on there is going to put pressure on the glued corners. So I just want to have some extra security. And I actually bought me an automatic screwdriver, but I didn't think about charging it overnight. So we're gonna let that charge a little bit. I'm not sure how long it takes. I'm not sure how much I can screw this in per hand.
One eternity later.
Okay guys, here's the update. The frame is completely glued together and all of the right angle metal joint security things are screwed in. I can only suggest maybe doing a 1 complete L, so 2 pieces together, and then the opposite side complete L, completely together, before you then join the 2 L's, because I did this joint and this joint first, and then with those 3 pieces together, it was a little difficult to get this corner in because of the movement, the mobility possibility, or trying to pilot the 3 pieces together and then this last piece. We kind of struggled with that, but we finally got everything in and everything screwed and secured, is dried, and it is totally bombenfest or secure. Now we're gonna start sewing the pieces that we're gonna add on that are gonna be the anchors to how we're going to anchor the canvas and my painting in there. Okay, until the next update. Okay guys, now I've cut these diagonal pieces and I'm mounting to the corners and to the back half of the frame because these are gonna be used to anchor my painting. So remember that my canvas is about 3 centimeters thick. So that's why I bought boards that were 4 centimeters and this is almost a centimeter. So then when the painting is mounted to these, the front of the painting will be even with the front of the canvas or the frame. The canvas and the frame will be even. So we're just gonna glue this in and then we're gonna secure it with some screws later. Okay guys, my little anchors are dried that we've glued on. Of course, like I said, we're going to secure them. Also this side, we're going to secure them with some kind of screws and a similar kind of metal security, but we're going to do that later because I want to stain it first. And I would like to stain it similar to the honey color of my floor. So when it's hanging on the wall, I get that color continuation from the floor onto the frame. Bought this color. Not sure if this is the right color. It looks like it was the right color, but on a piece of extra wood that we cut off, I'm going to just test it. And yeah, if it comes out to be like I want, then I'm going to stain the back, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Let that dry overnight. Then I'll see you tomorrow when they're ready to secure the back anchor parts here, and then stain the front. So let's get started and see if this stain works. Okay, I just have a cloth. I want to just dip a little bit in with a cloth. Well, this is thicker what I thought it would be, and let's just test it. I won't tell you what this looks like. It almost looks like liquid baby poo-poo in the diaper. But I think it's going to turn out to be the color I want. And actually, I think I'm going to have to do 2 layers to get it as dark as I want. But at least it is getting me a little bit of that honey color. But let's start with 1 layer, because actually when I first held up this natural wood to the painting, I was also contemplating if the lighter natural wood would also work, but I think it's a little bit too light with the rest of the wood accents in my entryway. So I do want to get a little bit darker. Maybe this 1 coat is enough. Or maybe I need 2, but at least it's not too dark. We're on the right path. So I think tonight, like I said, I'm gonna put 1 coat just on the back, let it dry overnight. I think this dries pretty quickly, and then I can probably put another coat if it needs to be darkened. And somebody's ringing at my door, so I'm gonna finish what I'm saying really quick. If it needs to be darkened, then I have a couple hours to put a second coat before I flip it over and do the front one. So I'll see you tomorrow for the next update. Bye.
The next day.
Newest update, you see I have stained the back of the frame. I did about 3 thin coats I rubbed in. I'm liking the color. It is along the same color as the floor. Of course, this is the back, so it doesn't have to be perfect. When I flip it over and stain the front, I'll see if maybe I need to do 4 coats if I want it a little bit darker. And you see here, I've already screwed in these security metal pieces here, just to give it a little bit more hold. And through these holes, like 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, I'll put in 4 screws that will go into the wood frame of the canvas and the picture to hold it. And that's how it's going to be anchored. I'm probably being a little extra, but better be safe than sorry. My painting is rather large, and I just want to be 100% sure that it is secure when it's hanging there on the wall and nothing falls down. Okay, so I'm gonna flip this over, do a little bit of light sanding, then I'm gonna stain the front, and I will be back soon with another update. So guys, last day working on the frame here. I've decided I think 3 coats is gonna be enough. So after the second coat, I've just done a light sanding. Just make sure the last coat goes on very evenly, just to even out any spots that may have been darker than other spots. And I just want to take the time to show you how I work with the stain, just in case you've never worked with the stain. You see how I work in circular motions, just to try to get the stain in all the different grooves and grains of the wood. And then I go back and just wipe off the excess. You just want to be careful of any excess that maybe will be on your edges, to wipe them away, like that, right there, just so they don't dry any darker. Work it good into the wood, smooth everything out back and forth, and stain it. So I'm going to work myself all the way around. I'll catch back up with you when I'm getting to the last part, and then we'll be ready to mount it to the painting. See you then. Okay guys, we have the canvas inside the frame. You see how we have the picture turned on his face, and then the frame on the back. Now I'm going to screw in the screws here, and then the canvas is going to be secure to the frame, and get ready for after shots. Last one in. Yes. Okay. Okay, here we have the final results. You might notice a little difference in the painting. Suggestion of my sister. I turned it on its head, flipped it around. She says she does that quite often with the art of her 3-year-old twins to help it make a little bit more sense. The middle vertical line, I did thicken up a little bit, and the lower line going to the left, I thickened that up and combined some of the other slanted lines. Hope you enjoy.